America's college campuses are admired for their stunning beauty, blending architectural elegance with natural charm. But beneath the surface of these historic institutions lie unsettling truths. From legacies of slavery to financial controversies and ethical dilemmas, these colleges have stories they'd rather not tell. In today's video, we uncover the dark secrets behind America's most beautiful colleges. Stay with us as we count down the top 10, ending with the darkest and most shocking secret that will leave you questioning the legacies of these prestigious institutions. 10. Columbia University. Gentrification and displacement. Columbia University's Morningside Heights campus is an iconic blend of Gothic and modern architecture, making it one of the most beautiful urban campuses in America. Yet its expansions into nearby Harlem have stirred controversy for years. The university has been accused of displacing long-time residents and small businesses in favor of constructing upscale housing, facilities, and student-oriented spaces. Critics argue this gentrification erases the cultural identity of Harlem, one of America's most historically significant black neighborhoods. Columbia's expansion projects, such as the $6.3 billion Manhattanville campus, have faced lawsuits and protests from residents who feel the university prioritizes its ambitions over the needs of the local community. While the university has made efforts to engage with residents through community programs, tensions persist, highlighting the complex relationship between elite institutions and urban neighborhoods. 9. Princeton University. Gender inequality and marginalization. Princeton's pristine Gothic architecture and sprawling lawns exude timeless beauty, but for much of its history, the university was a boys' club. Women were not admitted until 1969, nearly 223 years after its founding. When women finally joined Princeton, they faced resistance and sexism, both from peers and institutional policies. Stories from early female students reveal an environment that often marginalized them. While Princeton has made strides towards gender equity, the university has faced ongoing reports of harassment and unequal treatment, including in its exclusive eating clubs. Additionally, like many Ivy League schools, Princeton's early donors profited from slavery. Though the university has taken steps to acknowledge this history, such as its Slavery and Justice report, it raises important questions about how prestigious institutions address systemic issues rooted in their past. 8. Yale University. Controversial investments and labor scandals. Yale University's Gothic Revival campus is a masterpiece of design, but its financial dealings have landed it in hot water. With a $40 billion endowment, Yale is among the wealthiest universities globally, yet it has been criticized for its investment choices. The university has faced scrutiny for ties to industries linked to environmental harm and even the opioid crisis. Yale's financial priorities are often seen as at odds with its public image as an institution committed to societal betterment. Furthermore, labor disputes have plagued Yale for decades. Unionized workers, including custodians and dining hall staff, have protested against poor working conditions and wages, raising questions about how the university treats its lowest-paid employees. These controversies paint a complex picture of an institution that balances prestige with questionable ethics. 7. Stanford University. Environmental impacts amidst wealth. Stanford University's vast campus in California's Silicon Valley is a haven of innovation and beauty. Its palm-lined streets and Mediterranean-style buildings make it one of the most picturesque universities in the world. However, Stanford's environmental impact has sparked outrage. During California's severe droughts, Stanford was criticizing for consuming massive amounts of water, including for maintaining its golf courses and lush landscaping. Critics questioned why the university wasn't setting a better example for sustainability, given its reputation as a forward-thinking institution. Additionally, Stanford's proximity to Silicon Valley has raised concerns about its role in gentrification and housing crisis in the region. As tech billionaires flock to the area, long-time residents struggle with skyrocketing housing costs, a problem Stanford has been accused of exacerbating. Six, University of Virginia, built by enslaved labor. The University of Virginia, with its iconic rotunda and Jeffersonian architecture, is one of the most visually stunning campuses in the country. However, its beauty hides a troubling past. The university was built and operated with the help of enslaved laborers who received no recognition for their contributions for centuries. These individuals constructed UVA's iconic buildings, maintained the campus, and even served its students and faculty. It wasn't until recent years that UVA began to formally acknowledge this dark chapter in its history by erecting memorials and funding research into its ties to slavery. While these efforts are commendable, critics argue they fall short of addressing the systemic inequalities that persist within the university and its surrounding community. UVA's legacy raises uncomfortable questions about how America's most prestigious institutions reconcile their history with their present. Five, Georgetown University, profiting from human lives. Georgetown University's neo-Gothic campus is breathtaking, perched atop a hill overlooking Washington, D.C. Yet its history is marred by one of the most shocking transactions in academia. In 1838, Georgetown sold 272 enslaved individuals to settle its debts, a decision that has haunted its legacy. The university has since taken steps to atone for this dark chapter, including offering preferential admission to descendants of those enslaved and establishing a reparations fund. While these actions are significant, they also highlight the profound moral dilemmas faced by institutions that were built on exploitation. Georgetown's story underscores the ongoing challenge of reconciling historical wrongdoing with modern values, raising questions about what true accountability looks like. 4. University of Southern California. Scandals galore. The University of Southern California, located in glamorous Los Angeles, is known for its luxurious campus and ties to Hollywood. However, its reputation has been tarnished by a series of scandals. In 2019, USC became one of the central figures in the college admissions bribery scandal. Wealthy parents, including celebrities, were found guilty of paying bribes to secure their children's admission. The scandal exposed a culture of privilege and entitlement, tarnishing the university's image. Additionally, USC has faced multiple lawsuits over its handling of sexual misconduct cases involving faculty and staff. Critics argue that the university's failure to act promptly on these allegations prioritizes prestige over the safety and well-being of its students. Three, Harvard University, wealth and slavery's shadow. Harvard University, the oldest college in America, is a symbol of academic excellence. Its iconic red brick buildings and historic charm make it a global landmark. However, Harvard's legacy is deeply tied to slavery. Early benefactors and leaders of the university profited from the slave trade, and enslaved individuals were part of Harvard's early operations. In 2022, the university pledged $100 million for research on slavery and reparations, but critics argue that this is only a small step toward addressing its moral obligations. Harvard's immense wealth, over $50 billion in endowment, raises questions about how such resources could be used to tackle inequality rather than funding luxurious expansions. Two, University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, Confederate symbols and racial tensions. UNC Chapel Hill's old well and lush green spaces make it one of the most photographed campuses in the country. However, its ties to the Confederacy cast a long shadow. The controversial Silent Sam statue, a Confederate monument, stood on campus for over a century, sparking protests and national debate. While the statue was removed in 2018, UNC continues to grapple with its Confederate legacy. Critics argue that the university's handling of racial issues reflects deeper systemic problems that extend beyond symbols. These tensions highlight the challenges of addressing racism in institutions with deeply entrenched histories. One, the University of Chicago. Free speech or hate speech? The University of Chicago's ivy-clad buildings and historic quads make it one of the most beautiful campuses in the Midwest. But its controversial Chicago principles on free speech have ignited fierce debates. The principles allow for the expression of all viewpoints, even those deemed offensive or discriminatory. While proponents argue that this fosters a robust environment for academic inquiry, detractors claim it creates a platform for hate speech. The university has also faced criticism for its investment in industries like fossil fuels, raising ethical questions about how its immense endowment is managed. The combination of controversial policies and financial practices makes the University of Chicago's legacy one of the most complex and contentious on this list. What's your opinion on these revelations? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.